Hello everyone, and what a video do we have in store today. For years, people have tried to piece together the development of Halo 4. Why was it so different to past Halo games? Was the newly formed 343 Industries trying to break out of Bungie's shadow? Why were there so many core mechanics changed? Why, in many ways, did it feel like an arcade version of Halo that adopted many traits of Call of Duty? Instant respawns, kill cams, loadouts, and score streaks. It's no surprise that 343 Industries wanted to change many things when they took over the franchise from Bungie, but in a recent video published by the voice of the Master Chief, Steve Downes, he said that with the completion of Halo 3's story, fans wanted more. They wanted a Halo 4, and he found himself auditioning for a role he had for the past 10 years. That's a red flag in and of itself. He goes on to say, "We were out, they had new voice actors, and the lines had been recorded. Once early playtesters tried Halo 4, they said the game was great, but they didn't recognize the characters of the Master Chief and Cortana with the new voices." Here's what he said.
I was auditioning for Master Chief 10 years after I had been doing the role. The fans were not done with Halo, and they wanted more, and they anticipated more. It was a whole new, basically a whole new company that was going to be producing the game. Although they had decided that they were going to recast the voice of Master Chief and Cortana, had hired new people, they had recorded their parts, everything was done, we were out. Now, I know none of this other than the fact that I'm not working at the time. And then that changed from people who were beta testing Halo 4 and said they loved the game, but they didn't recognize Master Chief and they didn't recognize Cortana. So that's how we got back involved in the game.
So Steve Downes himself said that he was out, but he had to audition for the role he played for 10 years. And when people heard that, they were annoyed, as they're like, why is he having to audition for the role he's already had? Now, 343 Industries did have a history of changing things that did not need to be changed, and for full transparency, I did a lot of research on this topic before making today's video. Not a single beta build of Halo 4's campaign had changed voices for Cortana or the Master Chief. The motion capture actors also voiced the lines during their sessions. So in terms of time frame, this must have been pretty early on in development. For Steve Downes to be told he's out, that would indicate one of two things. One, 343 originally wanted Halo 4 to be a complete fresh start for Halo, which would indicate the drastic multiplayer changes seen when the game released. That makes sense that when you think about the campaign then, that they wanted a new voice for the Master Chief. Or two, they felt like Steve Downes was getting too old, but as we've seen, he went on to voice both Halo 5 and Halo Infinite, so this really wasn't the case. It does raise the question though that today, if Halo Studios truly are remaking the original trilogy, and now Steve Downes is in his 70s, will they recast the voice of the Master Chief? If the next set of games spans over a decade or longer, that's definitely a question they will have to ask. So in saying that, what was the reason that 343 wanted to initially replace the original voice actors? Well, Josh Holmes, 343 developer, said when doing research for the new Halo 4 title, they completed a small piece of the Halo experience that he described as very traditional Halo. User research showed that people thought this small slice of the traditional Halo experience was a lot of fun. It also showed that the team was capable of making a game that was faithful to those titles before it. And you know what 343 did? They scrapped it, as they said it was too traditional.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
This is what I'm talking about, and I've said it for years, all the way up into Halo Infinite, their way of changing things that did not need to be changed, or changing something for the sake of change. You have a winning formula in Halo. You have something people enjoy and love, something that has become a worldwide phenomena. Why try reinvent the wheel? You have an original set of games that many people believe to be masterpieces. Why try take the mechanics from other franchises and shove them into something that already works? The effects of this division are still felt to this very day, and even Bungie is partly to blame. Where Halo Reach radically changed the formula, Halo 4 took it another step further. For example, when a player is shot on Halo 4, they will not be taken out of their zoom. When a player is dead, they can instantly respawn and be given a kill cam. Even you guys, right now, when I talk about this, have your own examples from the past 12 years where something you love about Halo that probably didn't need to change was. and when that thing was changed, the series was worse off because of it. My personal recent example is that Halo Studios finally brought back grenade jumping. Why that got taken out to begin with, I'll never understand, as it's been in every single game since Combat Evolved. The real point with this is that not only did 343 decide to not go with the traditional formula, they thought people would resonate more with this new product they're creating. It's safe to say they got it wrong, as the population for Halo 4 dropped off a cliff shortly after launch. If they had have stuck to the original Halo formula, which at that time was still very popular, that player retention for Halo 4 would have been so much better off. Now, if we're talking about Halo 4 design decisions, I have to cover the big one, the iconic quote people love to use. 343 Industries hired people who hated Halo. Now, I found the original quote as well as the clarification made by Frank O'Connor, so I'll read it and then I'll tell you my thoughts. "We had people who we hired who hated Halo because of X," says Frank O'Connor, but what that really meant was, "I feel like this game could be awesome because of Y input. I want to prove it, and I'm passionate about proving it." So we ended up with a bunch of people who are generally passionate about the product. This is a huge advantage, and that helped in hiring and forming our team. Now, if you want my brutally honest opinion on this, the original Halo formula was X, and they hired people who wanted to bring the new formula, Formula Y, to Halo. Formula Y was the Call of Duty mechanics, everything I listed before in the start of the video. They were even so stubborn to say that they want to prove that Formula Y is awesome. Now, I'm not going to sit here and shit on Halo 4, but I'm also glad the series hasn't continued to go that way. It's a fun arcade shooter to enjoy every now and then, but the fact of the matter is, it did not resonate with many people. Halo 4 is a hybrid of Call of Duty and Halo. In 2012, if people wanted Formula Y, if they wanted that Call of Duty experience, they just played Black Ops 2. But then if they wanted that true authentic Halo experience, that wasn't what Halo 4 offered. Why nobody saw that when the game was being developed, I will never understand. People love Halo for Halo. People love Call of Duty for Call of Duty. You have a winning formula that is one of the most powerful gaming franchises on the planet. Why would you change that? Halo 4 did not nail the traditional Halo experience, as the developers who were hired didn't even resonate with the original Halo experience. They resonated with Formula Y, Call of Duty. It baffles me to even say that to this very day. Now, in regards to hiring, there's been many Bungie developers who said, look, it might not be that way at 343/Halo Studios anymore, and I even messaged some devs today who confirmed, no, this is no longer the case, but because 343 Industries at the time was hiring for Formula Y and not the original traditional Halo experience, many ex-Bungie developers did feel like they got overlooked when seeking positions at the newly formed studio. That old Bungie traditional formula, frankly, wasn't what they were looking for, and it explains why in many ways Halo 4 was so vastly different to the Bungie era games. It also explains why Steve Downes felt like he was out and that he had to re-audition. The point of this video is to learn from past mistakes in history. You have a powerhouse franchise, Microsoft, so strong that if you release one banger game, Halo can be one of the juggernauts in the industry again. Learn from these past mistakes. Take the time to respect the legacy of what made Halo great. Nail that art style. Nail that gameplay. And nail the soul of what Halo truly is. In today's gaming climate, people just want a good, finished Halo game. Nail that. Do not release it until it is ready, and respect the legacy of what came before. So with that said, thank you all for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I hope this was informative, and I'll see you guys later.